Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Towards Light podcast. I'm your one and only host, Walker Williams, and this is a place where you can learn, you can grow your consciousness, and you can be your best self. Now, today, we are talking about a very, very special topic, an important topic that needs to be discussed. And actually, I've been waiting to talk about this. I was just trying to figure out the right time to talk about this subject, but I just felt like the energy, the place that I'm in now, it's only right for me to discuss love. And before we get into the podcast, I definitely want to say I know I've been gone for like 2 weeks, so like at this moment I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to get back into a place where I can do my podcast more frequently again and do it weekly, but I'm just trying to blend with work and balance that at the moment. So excuse if it's not every week, it should be every other week. So we just doing the best that we can over here to make sure that I get these words out for you. But I want to say, in the midst of me being gone those 2 weeks, I had the opportunity to go back home to Memphis, and it was something about this trip that really opened me up. Like, I feel like my heart chakra just really expanded on this trip. I just felt like me coming home, I don't know what energy was up in the air, but I just felt all of the love from my family. I felt all of the energy, and also I actually had the opportunity to see my brother, my longtime best friend, Justin Green, get engaged. Shout out to Justin and Tony on their engagement. Shout out to y'all. We talking about love, so it's only right. So I had the opportunity to be with my close friends and to be in that vicinity of love and to witness them do their thing, which is amazing. We love love. We love love. And that whole trip was love, and I felt it intensely, and I was very emotional having the chance to see my nephews and my niece and see my sister and see her husband Dexter, to spend time with my mother, my father, to see my cousins. Like, I was seeing people that when I first came back to Memphis after leaving to Charlotte, my first time back wasn't this experience. I did get to see friends when I first came back, which because it was the holidays, which was amazing. But this time it just the energy felt different, and I think that was the catalyst of how I'm feeling now, in the way of, I can't even really explain it, but it kind of made my journey and my purpose more solid than it already was. Because I knew that I'm here to love. I know that I'm here to love, and I know that I'm here to give love and to be loved, but to actually feel that love from my nephews and my niece, and how much I miss them, and to be able to feel that energy exchange really solidified that for me. To make me see it clearly, of just that love. And I got very emotional on this trip as well. I was very emotional. And that's why I'm in this position now to want to talk about love, because I'm a lover boy. All right. Cat's out the bag. If you didn't know, now you know. But a lot of people knew, of course. I'm definitely a lover boy. But not just in a romantic sense, but just a lover of life. Okay? A lover of being, a lover of giving love, a lover of experiencing this life, a lover of life, source, all of these things. And so that's why I want to talk about this, because I think we need to get down to the nitty-gritty of what is love. Okay, the pure meaning of love. So let's get into it. Love in its highest expression, it's not a feeling, it's not a chase, it's not a need. It is a state of being, okay? It is the sacred hum of the universe. Okay, love is the thing that keep galaxies together, which might be actually dark matter. Maybe. But love is the reason why we here. Love is the reason why everything exists. Come to be, come to cease. That is love. Love is not a transaction. It's not a I love you if, or I love you if you do this. No. Love, real love, is what remains when the ego dissolves. It is the flame that never flickers out. Even if the wind is strong, it's always there. And I think it's important to talk about this. I think before we get deep into this podcast, I want to start it off with this, that God is love. Okay? And when I say that, I mean it. God is love. God is pure love. And the thing is, I want to quote Michael A. Singer. Okay? This is from one of my favorite books, The Untethered Soul. He says, actually, I said this on my book podcast if you watch that podcast. If you haven't, make sure you go watch that podcast, please. Come on now. But he definitely has said, no matter how long you hide from the darkness or how long you run from the light, the sun will still be there shining, waiting for you, not shaming, but waiting for you to feel its warmth. That is God. And when I say that, God is a non-judging God. God is a forgiving God. God is a loving God. That is source. Source is love. And so when we say these things, it's not, I think we've lost the connection to source. I feel like we, as a society, because of religion is a reason, is that we put this thing on God as a fearing God or a judging God or a damning God, right? And the viewpoint of it is that you have just one lifetime to just get it right. And if you don't, you will be burned in hell for eternity. And as I've grown on my journey, I think it hit around when I was like 23, 24. I started reading so much wisdom. I started having so many different paradigm shifts. I started realizing that how could we be judged for eternity for the knowing of us being imperfect? How could we be punished or condemned to hell if the ultimate knowing is that the reason behind our creation is to be imperfect? Nothing in this earthly plane is going to be, no human on this earthly plane is going to be perfect. That's not the point of this existence. The point of this existence is to learn, to grow, to evolve. You can't evolve in one lifetime. Like, you can't do that. And I feel like you come in, your creator knowing that you're imperfect, and to condemn you for it is, I think that's backwards. And I'm a believer of reincarnation. So I believe there's an evolution for your consciousness, for your soul, rather than a punishment. Now your ego might feel like that's punishment for having to relive lives over and over again, but the essence of that is for love. It's not punishing you. It is showing you areas and levels and places to where you need to learn. You need to go through this. And that is love. That's not judge. It's just like, okay, in this lifetime, you failed at this. You didn't get this right. You didn't love yourself enough. How about you go to another lifetime to where this past life, you need to those karmas that you collected in that lifetime, you need to clear that debt for yourself. And then the second lifetime you come back, you might not get it right in another area, because we are in a plane of amnesia. Okay, now Earth is a place to where the toughest of the toughest souls come, because not only are we in the plane of amnesia, but we also are, this is the toughest school. It's a school of hard growth, right? It's a beautiful school, don't get me wrong, but also you can get caught into this. You can get caught into this school, right? Lost in your ego, lost in power, lost in just greed, or lost in whatever. You can, I mean, it could be anything that you can get lost in this lifetime, on this plane, in this dimension. And but you have to go through lifetimes to evolve, to grow, to get better, until you're able to rise above samsara. If you remember the definition I said of samsara, it is basically this duality, this cycle of birth and death. Okay, you have to be able to go through these lifetimes to acquire this level of wisdom and knowledge, to where you don't do none of that. You go through these lifetimes, you understand, your soul understands. But for the people who are watching this and not understanding, you might be viewing this from your ego, and your ego was like, I don't want to live another life. I don't want to live another life. That's what your ego is saying. But once this is all over, you're going to look back at this, and your soul is going to review your life removed from your ego. Because in this lifetime, our human body and mind clings to this ego, clings to this separation of self, this separation of the unity of source, right? And you might feel like, no, I'm not finna come back. Why would I come back? Earth is ghetto. That's what your ego is saying. But your soul would say something else when it reviews all of the things that you didn't get right, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to do this over again, because I didn't learn enough. I didn't understand enough. And that is love. God is not a judging God. God is a forgiving God. God is a source that allows you to understand yourself more. And I feel like on the grander scale of things, that's why I said all of this is love. All of this is to understand yourself, which is God. God is me. God is everything surrounded me. And it's a whole thing of wanting to understand itself. But see, this is very deep and esoteric, but hear me out and listen with an open mind. Okay? But God is everything. So everything is love. And that's why I believe that we're born from the source of love. All of this, right? And we have to talk about love and contrast. Okay? When I say this, I'm saying this because you have to know what you're not in this lifetime to understand what you need. Right? So even the bad experience that you had in love, we can even do relationships, right? Even the experience that you had that wasn't great for you was actually great for you. See, it's all about perception. Because the things that wasn't great with you in relationships, it taught you, it showed you of the things that you don't want, and the things of what you actually, what actually fulfill you when it comes to love. But you have to understand the contrast of it, right? To really know. Like, you have to understand separation to be able to know what it's like to be in divine union. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's inevitable to experience both of those things, but you might, in a perception way, look at it in a sense of like it's a bad thing. Like, I keep attracting, or my relationships was horrible. No, it's showing you. And this is coming from a foundation of love. This earth is not meant to be just peaches and cream the whole experience. That's not the point. How could you learn? How could your soul learn anything if everything was easy? There's dimensions. There is other planes of existence that live in pure states of love. There are souls that are just living in this infinite state of pure love. That is the source. But souls choose to come here because they want to experience that contrast. They want to experience what it feels like to hurt, what it feels like to cry, what it feels like to love, what it feels like to be, you know what I'm saying, to go the depths of your heart, of a heartbreak or whatever, family issues, whatever it is, daddy issues or abandonment, right? Or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, is just that in other planes of existence, this feeling of separation don't exist. So that's why souls actually want to come here to experience what it's like to feel. And that to be able to feel is a blessing. I want to say that too, by the way. I know we're talking about love, but to be able to feel is a blessing in itself. Because a lot of souls don't get to have this experience to be able to feel what it's like to hurt, what it's like to, be happy, what it's like to, get gratification with something, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like there's states to where it's nothing but love, but it's like, and that's kind of like go back to like the Big Bang, right? It's just a state of just being, right? But how can source understand itself if it's just one thing? You get to understand yourself in million trillion different ways if you spread out. That's why the whole Big Bang and shit like that happened, to be able to experience itself. Okay, and once it collects everything, however long that is, I'm just happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to be a part of that expression. But yeah, it's just that is ultimate love. Love is everything is. This whole experience is the foundation of this is love, but it's the point of contrast. Is why we have to go through these things. And once you understand that, life just be beautiful, because everything will be a connecting dot for you of where you at now. Like I can look back even in previous relationships of things that I felt like didn't go the way that I wanted to. I can see why now. I can see why, to show, okay, like in areas of like, I know that this will be best for me. I know what will work for me. I know what not will work for me. And I know why I went through this. And that is an ultimate level of growth. And the loving part is allowing that to be what it is. Don't hold on to it. Don't cling to it. Allow the lesson that was meant for you to happen. Take in the growth, take in the lessons of that, and then release. Okay? You have to release. And also I want to say too, like I want to say this as well. Unconditional love. What is that? Also, God is unconditional love. That's why God cannot be a judging God, y'all. I'm sorry. God cannot be a judging God, because God is unconditional love. Source is unconditional love. And I realize, and I always think to myself, because I live in a state of unconditional love for all people, for all beings, for everybody that I once was in a relationship with, for everyone that I have came across that we're not on the same page, or we just didn't get it right, whether it's friends or whatever. It's like, whether it's my close friends that we don't even speak that much no more, but it's always love, because unconditional love is the purest state of being and also living to give you the best experience as well, because all of our ascended masters, I feel like Yeshua, Buddha, there's other ascended masters I can go to, but I'm gonna give you those two examples because I feel like people can resonate. They lived in a state of unconditional love. right? Regardless of what happened with if somebody turned on them, or if somebody was trying to manipulate, or somebody was trying to connive them or deceive them, I would say, they still knew that that person didn't know what they was doing, right? They knew that they didn't know that they was connected to everything. So that love from them saw beyond what the human mind did, what the ego did. And that's why Yeshua was just like, you still will have a place in paradise. Like, even after you betrayed me, you still will have a place in paradise, because that unconditional love was there regardless. And I know it's hard for some people to watch that and be like, gone on somewhere, right? Because people feel like if somebody was to do something, or if y'all was to clash or whatever, or somebody was to have malice towards you, that it's fuck them. They can do whatever fuck they want to do, right? And it's kind of, I'm gonna say this: it really takes real inner growth to be able to remove that situation and understand that there could be hella things that could make them do those things. It's hella things that is far beyond you, and it's out of your control of why they reacted the way that they did. And it's deeper than just y'all situation. And for the people that know that we're all connected, that everything is one, that you will understand that you might not mess with me, or our situation is what it is, but I wish you love and I wish you healing, because we are the same. At the foundation, the root of our being, we are the same. We have the same consciousness. We all have came from source. So I am you and you are me. But in this human existence, this earthly plane, your ego has got so has taken over your body that you can't even see that we connected. So I'm gonna wish you love and healing, and that is what it is. But also, even just with unconditional love for in relationships, right? To love a person for exactly who they are, not trying to fix, not trying to change who that person is, but allowing them to be their ultimate true self. And I say this all the time: when you allow somebody to be themselves and you give them space to actually be, they're going to love you forever. They don't feel like they have to conform to your beliefs. They don't feel like they have to conform to what you want them to be. You allow them to be exactly who they are. And that goes beyond relationships. Unconditional love is allowing whoever and whatever people do and whatever people into, is allowing them to be. Like I said, the religion and these doctrines have us in a state of people should be judged for whatever they do or whatever they into. Whether it's I'm speaking on things that just not people business. People feel like they have the space to judge or what people want to do with their lives, or feel like it's wrong. And I feel like we in a place in social media where they do that every day, and I don't necessarily feel like that's right. And I feel like if we allow people to be, life will be so much better. And if you focused on yourself and focused on what you can do to cultivate love within your life, and allow people to be and allow people to express themselves, this life will be a way better life, a more loving life. But I just feel like with the ideologies that we have and the perspectives, is that we feel like we have a say-so of what other people do in this life, a judgment of what other people do, when that's totally up to them, right? And the decision that they make, that's on them. Okay, so the unconditional love part is definitely something I always think about. I wish unconditional love on everybody. And as I get older, I realize of how many people have not experienced a relationship or being with somebody that loved them unconditionally, that regardless of who you are at your core, regardless of, even if we go our separate ways, and it's not even just romantic relationships, but also friendships or acquaintances, right? Regardless of what you do in your life, even if it's our time to go our separate ways, and it's a because I feel like a lot of times things just hit an expiration date, and I think there's a beauty in allowing people to, regardless if we're going our separate ways or we just not connecting anymore, I still wish you love. I still care for you. I still want the best for you. Um, Regardless if it's not meant for us to be together, or if it's not meant for us to be friends, or if it's not us meant to us being, it could even be your family members as well. And that's true unconditional love. Like, even if y'all not together, if you're not with that person, as I said, love is not possession. Okay. And that's why we got to understand that love is not control. Love is not telling what somebody to do and expecting to follow, or you using I love you as a way to keep them around you. That is not love. That is not love. For the people who watch my podcast, and for the people who watched that episode about my shrooms, and we talking about unconditional love, I actually experienced love at its highest extent. I actually felt the feeling of being hugged by source, being hugged by my higher self, to let me know that the message of my shrooms, and I'm not gonna go because I got a full podcast, so you can just go watch the podcast. But going through that experience is that I knew at that time I was trying to figure out where I'm at in my life. I'm getting older. I'm about to be 29, and I'm trying to figure out, my love life and what that would look like in the next years, and how would that be. And I feel like the shrooms just was like, what are you searching for, bro? The love that you're looking for is inside of you. That's the main message of that shroom that I learned. It's just like, you don't have to look for love, just be it. And I kept saying that on my last podcast, but that's true. It's just that the love that we're looking for is you're not going to find that anywhere else until you find it in yourself. And that's a good segue into talking about self-love, how important self-love is. And you cannot find a partner for yourself if you don't have that love cultivated within you. Let me say that again. You cannot find a partner outside of you unless you don't have the love within you, the love cultivated within you. I fucked that up, but you get what I'm saying. But it's very true, because I won't. We can't be in this experience and feeling like we need somebody to complete us. That's not the way to look at love. We have to become whole within ourselves and find somebody who did the work to be whole within themselves too. Then y'all come together. You can't be like, I'm incomplete, I need somebody to complete me. No, you got to complete yourself, and then find somebody who put in the work to do the same. Then y'all come together. Therefore, y'all can actually empower each other for all the work that y'all did with each other. So then the love can grow expeditiously to extreme levels, because y'all done already did the inner work. Y'all already love yourselves enough to be able to share it with somebody else. And that would be a beautiful, not even if it don't last. I'm not even just saying that, because two whole people can come together and it still be not meant to last forever, but it still would be a better experience, because a lot of time people go looking for love and searching for love because they can't feel it within themselves. They can't actually sit with themselves and find that love within. So they go around looking for it. And that was the lesson from my higher self, is that you looking for love everywhere else, but within here. Right? And also, it's not just you don't have to find it in somebody else. Love is around you all the time. Around you. You go outside, you can see the birds flying, the trees swinging left and right. And that is love right there. It is love everywhere you look. And I feel like our ego can cling to that, of needing to find that in other people, which can create that suffering. So I suggest for you to cultivate a relationship with yourself, cultivate that love within yourself, because that will be important for you. And that will also help you create better relationships and friendships with other people, because if you love yourself, nobody wouldn't be able to tell you shit. I also want to say, like, with love is, we can talk about a little bit romantic, but I feel like when two souls come together in this lifetime, I think as we get older, you have to realize of what love is. Love is not a surface thing. Love is not surface. I feel like for you to be fulfilled in a relationship, they have to understand your soul. They have to understand that who you are at the core, love who you are at the core, allow you to be who you here to be, right? And as well as the other partner. And I feel like that is a true soulmate connection to where y'all foundation is together. Where y'all both see life foundationally the same. I'm definitely going to squeeze this in because I feel like I forgot. But true love is two souls coming together to help you get back to source. That is a divine union. That is love. When y'all can come to each other and y'all make each other get closer to source, to help elevate each other. That is the whole purpose of the masculine and the feminine to come together. Ooh, that's the whole point of the masculine and the feminine to come together, to understand, to be able to create this balance in together, to where the masculine can adapt the feminine and the feminine can adapt the masculine, and y'all can help come together and to be able to help ascend y'all back to source. That is the ultimate purpose for a divine union. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to start looking at relationships as bigger than just the surface shit. Yeah, we can go to the movies. Yeah, we can go skating and all of that thing. But down the line, there's more things to put in factor, people. There's more things to think about when it comes to relationship. Do y'all fulfill each other? Do y'all understand each other? Do y'all see each other? When I say that, do you really see that person for who they are? Are y'all really on the same page? Are y'all really on the same wavelength of how y'all see life? Because once these looks fade, what y'all going to have? That's why I'm saying it's more than attraction. When it comes to with women and stuff like that, I can see beautiful women every single day. That happens. But what could you bring into my life? See, that's what we got to really think about. What could you really add to my life that I can't? What beauty could you bring to my life? There's more to actually think about, and when it comes to relationships. And I want to say that love is patient because love is eternal. And as I'm talking about these things, I'm just a man who has put in a lot of inner work and a lot of understanding of love and what is love. So I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm saying this is because I want you to know that love is not far. Love is not the next relationship. It's not the next just unicorn person. No, I wanted to have this podcast because I want you to know that love is here. Love is right now, and love is within you. And when we finally understand that, we'll understand that, and we'll remember that it's always within us. Love is who we are at the core. Love is why we are here. And love has been here all along. And I want to say, like, I'm really happy to be able to give this love. And I know that this pod might be a little bit of everywhere. But I really just want to get this message off. Like, first of all, I want to say I love you guys. I love y'all for supporting me, and thank y'all for supporting me, and gratitude to be in this position to speak from my heart, to speak my mind, and be able to try to help collective as much as I can. And I'm really honored to be in this position. And this was just something that was really, because it was really inside of me to talk about this, because I want us to be able to continue to grow as a society and be able to love and be in a acceptant environment, because that is how we're going to raise our vibration collectively. The only way you can raise your vibration if you're living in love, that frequency of love. If you letting that reside in your body, the more that we have better experiences as a unity, as a unit of humans, of entities, of beings, right? Like I said, there's already planes and other planes of existence that are living in this state of love. We are raising our frequency to be able to get to that place. So I challenge y'all to use your free will to love more. Love yourself. Love the people around you. Love your journey. Because at the end of the day, it's all beautiful. Everything is beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you that sometimes, and I'm gonna keep talking real quick, but sometimes you need your ego dissolved to be able to feel that. You have to see your ego die. You can't get rid of the ego, but you can. In whatever, if you do plant medicine or if you have any type of enlightenment experiences, once you see your ego fall, that's when you know your connection to everything. So I just encourage you to do the inner work, to feel more, to love more, to judge less, allow people to be who they are. And this is how we're going to cultivate love and be love and to see love everywhere you look. Because everything, the essence of this life is love. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And I wish y'all unconditional love. Like I'm gonna keep saying that. I wish y'all unconditional love. I wish y'all so much love. I really want everybody to be able to feel that unconditional love. And keep these things in mind throughout the week. You know I love y'all. And we will definitely be back next Wednesday. I'm gonna make sure I do another episode next week. I'm definitely gonna be back next week because I got some shit to talk about. We got some more shit to talk about now. I'm gonna make sure I be on the roll because I ain't gonna do that to y'all. I ain't gonna keep doing that to y'all. So I really appreciate y'all for watching. If you made it all the way through, I love y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Turn on them post notifications. Show love to your boy. If anything, come on now. And we're out.